Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes. So, after a long time, we are meeting one more time, and I think today the topic which we have taken is very unique topic. I don't think no one in the world actually took the session on PLC and LabVIEW, and we are the one who are taking session on PLC and LabVIEW, how we can interface using OPC server and all. And I'm very glad that Ankit has taken the initiative to talk about this topic because he has very extensive experience in PLCs. And the aim to join LabVIEW sessions was Ankit's aim was to create SCADA based system for PLC, and he found that he can make that thing, and that is what my achievement is. So thank you so much, Ankit, to take this initiative. I am handing over to you. You can start your session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, all. Uh, let's start our session. Let me share my screen first. Sir, are you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, right. So I created this VI where I have a right now I'm showing you just ever I made it, and later we will see how we can do this with the help of PLC and using a OPC server. How we can control our PLC tags, or you can say your process using LabVIEW also. So right now in industrial automation field, we are using to monitor and control the process using SCADA software. But my aim was, as I said, my aim was to join this LabVIEW session, that I want to integrate that with LabVIEW. So for the same, I have did little bit work on that, and I created this VI like as a SCADA, where I have simple made a function like Boolean type from I can control the like I have one simple logic. If I press the one push button, then my output is going to be on. So when I press the switch from here, then my output is going to be on. That we will be able to see now in our LabVIEW SCADA screen as well. We will be able to see in our PLC software as well. Then second, I have a math operation. Like when and we want to put any value, like suppose there is a one addition function is there, so I have a value source one and source. So I can put the value of source one and source from from left. So whenever I SCADA, so just under result, okay. So we can put that value from the SCADA, and that will be performed, and that will be the output will be stored in PLC text. And further, whatever we will make a logic in PLC, accordingly that will work. Another one simple, I have made a logic like that. You can say like suppose we want to fill the tank. So if we are getting any input from the PLC, from the sensor, that we are giving into the PLC. So like it is like you can consider there is a control valve will be on, so our tank is going to be filled. So I will vary the input, or you can say I will give the control valve position. Accordingly, our tank is going to be filled in the real time. Another I have prepared like you can say like whenever we press the OK button over here, so PLC count function will count over the we like we are doing the up count here, so that will from 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Then also I have a like in counter there will in PLC in counter we have to define a preset value, like how many times you to count it, 15, 10, 15. So we could define that value of that. So I can change the value itself from here. Another one simple logic I have prepared, that for car parking, like I have a car parking that is automatic. So there will be a capacity of 15 cars. A parking space is for the 15 cars. So this is the if car is getting inside. So here we get the number of cars available in parking. Like suppose if a car is getting inside, so you can see right now 10 car inside the parking, and the light is showing green. It means the parking space is still available. Suppose now 15 car is inside that, So now you can see red lamp is on and parking. It means parking is put. Suppose if any car is getting out from the parking, so again now car is put, so there is a space of one, and you can see the output is like in green. So parking space is available. So simple, I made this logic. Whole logic I made in PLC, and then I integrated with LabVIEW using the OPC server of LabVIEW. So let's see how we can do all these things. So for that, for this tutorial, I have used Siemens PLC. So for Siemens PLC, we have a Siemens programming software that's name is Schematic Manager. And for that, I have created a simple logic using a ladder logic. Ladder logic is mostly used right now in industrial automation field, where it is very simple. Like maybe you people have heard about normally open, normally close contact, and using that normally open, like we are making a start delta starter, soft starter in our small projects or like that. So using that like a normally open, normally close contact concept and ready-made instructions of timer or counter for the comparison, or you can say for the addition of these two source one and source two. So all the ready-made instructions are available in our PLC programming software. And using that instruction, I have created a simple logic. So roughly, I will explain you this logic. This is the logic of start-stop logic. So I will simulate it, so you will be able to figure it out, and then we will go to the details how we will integrate with LabVIEW. Suppose you can see they are in simulating mode right now. So green light, green indication is here. That means the supply is passing from here. Then it is not passing from this bit, because this is an open contact. Now suppose I have that start switch. This one is of my start switch M0.5. This is the addressing pattern of PLC. Whatever the pattern are used in software that we have assigned. So M memory I'm giving. Whenever we interfacing any controller with any software like for SCADA or you can say for HMI, so there is not directly use the physical address. If you are pressing the switch or you are pressing the button from the SCADA screen or from the touch screen, so it is not going to directly react on your physical push button. So that's why we have to use here a memory address. Now, if you also want to like you can say like if you want to also implement that things on your physics so there is also logic. We can make a logic like we can assign that physical address of PLC in our logic in parallel connection. So whenever we press that switch, it means that physical output is going input or output is going to be reacted. So suppose if you press this start switch, so you can see that system is on, indication we are getting. You can also see here like M04 is now on and the supply is passing from here, and earlier it was not passing from here, but I didn't press this switch, but still it is passing from here because this is our normally closed contact, so it is already closed from the initial. So that's why it is allowing to pass the supply, and this is the indication of my output could be anything, your motor or lamp or your heater, mixer, furnace, boiler, anything. So that is going to be on, and also we are getting the indication of that. Now suppose this is the push button, so once we press the push button and we will release it, but still our output is on because I made a logic like that, because I mentioned this output as in parallel in PLC programming, that's called a latching process. So I have a hold on this contact, my output is on. Now it's suppose I press the stop switch, you see my output is right now off. So this is the simple logic of this Boolean control. Now the next I prepare the logic that is for our counter. So this is the SCU, means counter up. There will be a two type of counter up and counter down. So I have used here counter up operation, where you can see this bit is being CU bit, means whenever this bit is on, counter will increment by 1. Now here is a set bit. Set bit means whatever the value you are going to give in preset, like whatever the value you will set in preset, like being 10, will directly set once. Then here PV means our preset value. Whatever the value we want to put for the counter, that is preset value. Then reset. If you want to reset the counter, because the counter function is like that. If you are giving 15, but still it is going to count till 2767, because this is a 32-bit controller. So that range is 0 to 32767. So to reset that value, we are using the reset switch here. and then CV bit is here. CV means current value, whatever the value, like this one is your preset value. When we press this switch, so it will come by one. So one, then two, and three, and four. So that way we want to display in our SCADA screen, even our LabVIEW screen. So we have assigned the one tag of word address MW80 over here. So let's simulate it. So we'll be able to suppose counter preset here. I have set as the 15. So it is showing in me. You can see the representation we can change. Now it is 15. Now if I press this counter up, so it is getting indicated by one. Also we can value one here, as well as we are able to see it over here. Counter 2, counter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At a 10 we are getting this output because downside I have prepared one logic of comparison here. If my counter value, my counter accumulator value, this value is equal to 10, then my output is going to be on. So I have mentioned as counter done, and one output is getting on automatically over here. Now if you want to reset counter directly, I press the reset switch, counter is going to be reset, and you can see now the current value is 0. Again we can increment by 1 by pressing this switch. So this is the logic, PLC logic, is count operation. Another one logic I have prepared for this parking already explained. So there is what I did. I have used counter. You can see SCUD, mean counter up and down, where you are getting counter up bit, counter down, then to set that counter, then preset value, then reset, and the current value of counter. All these bits are available here, and we can see similar directly also with that. Now let's reset it, so you can see now the value is 0. Now 1, 2, 3. Similar like this controller counter preset, we can also add over, like we can change the preset value like MD20 over here, and directly we can update for, like if you have a 20 parking space available, then later on also you can change it from your SCADA also. So this is the logic. Another logic I have prepared this for to fill the tank. So I have a one tag which value is 0 to 100, which is coming from the input. Like right now I don't have a PLC hardware, so I'm directly simulating it from here. So you can see whenever I increase this, you will be able to find the tank value is getting filled now. Also 74, also you can figure it out over the 74% is filled. So if you have any hardware, directly you can simulate with the hardware also the same things. Whatever the value is coming from your analog input, that you have to prepare the logic in PLC that is going to control your control bar. And similarly, right now we are controlling manually. You can control your control bar automatically using a PLC logic, and accordingly that your tank is getting filled, and you will be able to do this that simulation on your SCADA screen as well. So now let's see how I did this. This is the logic explanation and how it is going to work that I show you. Now let's do from the scratch how we can do it. So I will close all this. So logic already we have a prepare. Simulate or like to communicate with your LabVIEW, we have to use a OPC server for that. So already, like while we are installing the LabVIEW, we are getting a NI OPC server as well as, and if we did not install that externally also we can install that OPC server. Here I am using the protocol that is TCP IP. Using the TCP IP protocol, I am transferring all the data of PLC to our LabVIEW, as well as from LabVIEW to our PLC. So I will close everything and we'll start from the scratch. This software is a PLC simulator software where we are able to see all the control inputs or output or memory address, and we can control it from here. Okay. Now, first we have to prepare a logic in our PLC, which we have done already. Then next step is we have to configure OPC server. So how we will do that? We have to open our OPC server, that directly we will be able to find it over here. So I'm clicking on that. So our OPC server view is like that. Already I have created one topic over here and in CK, and you can see whatever the tags are in PLC that I have used over here. So I'm taking a new file now. I'm taking a file, clicking on file new, and I'm going to edit it offline. Also, you can update in the same projects, but we will start it from the scratch. So that's why we will do it offline. Now, here we have to add a channel. Like add a channel, it means to get a data, to grab the data, or to update, or you can say to read a data or write a data. We have to add a channel. So I will click on this add channel. We will get an option like this. So we have to give a channel name. So I'm giving any name. You can give any name. I'm giving a name as PLC1. Then click on next. Then device driver. This is the important part where we have to take care which protocol we are using, that we have to select. So I have a Siemens brand PLC, and I'm using a, like, to download and to upload the program in my controller, I am using the Ethernet protocol TCP/IP. So when we click on this device driver, you will get it all the PLC like Allen Bradley brand PLCs are there. Then G Fanuc, Honeywell, Mitsubishi, Modbus Communication, Modbus Slave Master, Modbus TCP/IP Ethernet. All the protocol you will be able to find it over here. So right now I have a Siemens brand PLC and I am using Siemens TCP/IP Ethernet protocol. Later on you can explore other protocols also. Then let's select this protocol and you have to click on next. Then it will ask the network adapter which the Ethernet, like you have a LAN cable in your laptop or your desktop, so it will ask you, it will ask about that network adapter. So when you click on this, you will get the option of this network protector. You can select default as well as you can select this one, there will be no issue. I'm selecting which network card I have. Then let's click on next. Now here we don't have to change anything. Let's keep all the default settings. We don't have to change at what time this value will update writes or something at every 10 milliseconds. So we don't have to change anything. Again over here, don't need to change anything. Only we have to give a name. We have to select a protocol and we have to select our Ethernet card and then click on finish. So now you will be able to find a PLC1 channel name over here. Now this is our channel name. Now we have to add our PLC inside this channel, whatever the PLC brand PLC. Now suppose in Siemens brand there are a various type of PLCs are available. Like you can say in microcontroller you are getting 8051 AVIA, PIC, Arduino, various type of controller you are using. Similarly in Siemens brand we have a lots of series available. So click to add device. Again give a device name. So I am giving as a Siemens one. Now you have to select the device model, which model you are using. So I am using over here Siemens S7 300. Now click on next. Then it will ask your device ID. Device ID in the sense your desktop, your laptop Ethernet ID. So how we will get it? We will go in our network configuration, and whatever the network we are connected, that we will get it. So my IP is 192.168.0.100. So that IP we have to give in device ID 192.168.0.100. Then we have to click on next. Now again here no need to change anything, just click on next. This connection timeout and request timeout, keep it as default. Next, again next. We don't have to change anything. Port number that should be 102. You don't have to change anything. Next, again next, next, till the time finish comes we have to click on next. So only we have to give a PLC name, then we have to give a device ID of our laptop, your desktop Ethernet adapter, then click on finish. Now you will be able to see here you are getting that device over here. Now what we have to do, like we have a created a logic over here. So for that we created a lots of tag. You can say like this is the tag address. For start switch the tag address is M0.4. For stop switch it is M0.5. For output it is M02. For a different input, for a different output, we have to use different addresses. So we have to create all these tags in our OPC server. Then and then we will be able to communicate with, or then and then we will be able to read or write data between PLC and our LabVIEW. So we have to click, or you can say right click, and you can click on new tag. Now we have to give a tag name. So suppose we want to we want to create a tag for a start switch. So suppose I am giving a name as a start. We will give a name very simple, so that we will be able to figure it out. We will be able to understand easily. If any issue, then while doing a troubleshooting, we will be able to figure it out easily. So we will give a very simple name, like we are using a start push button, so that's why I'm giving address as a start. You can give any name. If you give your name also, there is no issue, but we will use the standard name, so we will be able to figure it out during our troubleshooting. Now start switch, we have to give an address for the start switch. So what is the address for the start switch? That is M0.4. So I will write M0.4. Then description you want to mention, that is okay, start push button to on system. That up to you if you want to mention it, or otherwise you can keep it blank also. Then data properties, you can see here data type, which data type it is. So it is a boolean data type. And what we want to read and write. What you want to read the data from PLC, as well as we want to write a data into PLC. So that's why we will select read and write. If any text you have which is only for write or only for read, that you can mention over here. And at what time, every 100 millisecond, that is going to be updated in our LabVIEW as well as in our PLC. Then we will click on OK. Now another one, first we will create only LabVIEW logic for this logic, for this only start stop. Then later we will see another. Now another one we have, that is stop switch. So again, click on new tag. I will mention stop, and the tag is M05. M0.5, and apply and OK. Then we have another tag, that is our output, that is system on. So I am giving the name as system on, and the tag address is M0.2. M0.2. Okay. Now suppose we want to create a logic only for this right now. So we have created all the tags which are available in PLC into our OPC server. Now we have to go into runtime, and we have to connect this OPC server with our LabVIEW. So go to the runtime and click on connect. Then it will ask you to update the runtime project. You want to save it. So we'll save, and we'll give any name for this project. So this details is going to be saved as a project in our OPC server. Now whatever the data of Siemens PLC that we want to read or write, for that we need another one tool or another one software of Siemens, that's called Net2 PLC Sim. Because right now I am using a simulator. So whatever the data of this PLC Sim that we want to read or write, so we will use a one tool that's name is Net2 PLC Sim, which will create a server. So based then once the server is created, then we will be able to easily read or write data between our PLC and LabVIEW. So I have that tool, name is Net2 PLC, that I will open as a run administrator. Always keep in mind that you have to open it run as administrator. Then you will get an interface like this. Now what we have to do, whatever the hardware we have, that also we have to define in a server. So we will click on add, and we have to give a name. Whatever the name you want to give, that you can give, that depends on you. It is not like that earlier what we have give in OPC server that we have to give it. No, whatever you want, that you can give. Now network IP address we have to assign. The network IP address is nothing but that is the your system address which you have. So I have 192.168.0.100, which earlier we have given in OPC server while we were configuring the channel. Then it is asking the PLC SIM IP address. So you have to click on this, and directly you will get the IP. The similar IP, we will be able to find it in our simulator over here. You can see the IP is 192.168.0.1. The same IP we have to give over here. So when you click on these three dots, you will get that some IP. Just select it. Okay. Now these all are the default setting. You don't have to change. Over here you can see PLC SIM rack and slot, because the PLC has a rack or slot. Some PLCs are coming as a rack, so there will be some modules. On some PLCs are based on the slot, so there will be a chassis and multiple modules you can connect with your CPU, like input output card, digital input card, digital output card, analog input card, analog output card, then your PID card. So that will be in slot. So for which PLC we have, that is we have S7300. So always we have to set as a 0 or 2. The configuration already is given over here, so we don't have to change anything. Just click on OK. Now we have to click on this start system. So now our server is created, and now we will be able to read or write data between LabVIEW and PLC. So first what we did first, we have created our logic. Then whatever the tags are there in PLC logic, that we added in our OPC server. Then to read and write data between these two, we have created a server using this Siemens Net to PLC tool. Now, if you have any other brand of PLC, then this tool will be different for any other brands. So that depends on which brand of PLC you are using. Now, so this is the configuration setting we have did till now here. Now, whatever we have to do, that we completely have to do in LabVIEW. So we will open a LabVIEW, and we have to click on create a new project. Directly we don't have to create a VI, because we have to do some configuration. So we have to create a blank project first. Now when you create a blank project, you will get an interface like this. Now here we have to assign a IO server, because we want to read or write, we want to communicate between PLC and LabVIEW. So we have to define a server. Already server we have defined for PLC. Now we have to define it LabVIEW, so that both will be able to communicate. Now to define a server, what we have to do, we have to right click on my computer, then we have to go new, and then we have to select IO server. Now when you will do a practice in your system, you will not be able to find this option IO server, because whenever we were installing our LabVIEW, at that time we have not installed a one module that's called DSC module. So why if you want to communicate your LabVIEW with PLC, if you want to create a SCADA screen, you want to create a good animations, you want to create a good graphics in SCADA, sorry, in LabVIEW, then compulsory you have to install DSC modules. Currently you are not able to see this, but externally you have to install this DSC modules. So when you are install the DSC modules, you will be able to get all the industrial symbols over here. You can see 3D push buttons, conveyor, air conditioning, arrows, then basic shapes, boilers. So using all these symbols, you can create a very good graphics SCADA in LabVIEW. So you have to install DSC module externally. Then you will be able to find this option that's called IO server. So we have to click on this IO server. Now which protocol we are using for IO server? So right now we are using IOC. If you are using Modbus slave, so whatever the protocol you are using, that you have to select. So right now we are using OPC, so we have to select OPC client and click on OK. So it will take time, and you will get all the OPC server option over here. Now here we have to do one change. As in our OPC server, what we have configured, there we are using the rate is 100 milliseconds. So similar we have to assign over here, whatever we have configured in OPC server, that we have to give over here. Then we don't have to change anything, only we have to select see the various option of OPC server over here. So first one is National Instrument Variable Engine. RS links I am getting because another brand of PLC, that is Allen Bradley. I have installed all the related software in my laptop. That's why I'm getting these two options. You will get only these two options, first and last. So we are using a NIOPC server. So here we will select our instrument NIOPC server. If you don't want to use NIOPC server, then also there are other OPC servers are also available. Like CAP server, also you can use. Majority in industries, in industrial automation, people are using CAP server. So also you can use the CAP server, but NI has already facility of OPC server, so we are using that default server. So we have to select this NI OPC server, and we have to change the update rate as 100 milliseconds. Then you have to click on OK. So once you click on OK, then you will get this library option. When you explore it, you will get the OPC1 symbol over here. Now whatever the tag we have created in OPC server, in NI server, that tags we want to use in our LabVIEW. So that tags we have to add in our LabVIEW project. So how we can add? Now you have to click on this OPC, and you have to click on create bound variables. So when you click on create bound variables, you will get an interface like that, where we have to find all the tags which we have created in NIOPC server. So when we explore this project, we will get an option of computer. Then already we what we have as a library, then OPC. Now here you will get different options. So whatever the name we have given our device in NIOP, that we have to generate LC1. In that we have to go. So here we have PLC1. Then what is the device we have? That is CS1. So we have to go in CS1. And when you are going inside that, you will be able to find that option start, stop, and system on. These three tags we have created, you will be able to see over here. Whatever tags are available in your chip or your device, then you will be able to find it over here. Now select all these tags by click. So once you click on the start, then press the shift and select all, and we have to edit. Then once we add it over here, then click on OK. Once you add all the tags, you will get an option of variable editor. Whatever the tags is there, you don't have to do anything, just click on done. So whatever the tags we have added, now whatever the tags we have created, that is added in our LabVIEW RAM. So you will be able to find that start, stop, and system on. Now we have to create a VI for to work on this. So what we will do, we will click on my computer, then new and VI. So we will get a VI like this. Atul sir, hello sir, can you hear me? Hello. Other people are able to am I audible? Okay. Can anyone help me how I can disable this tool palette? Anyone can help me to disable this tool palette? How to disable it? Atharva?
Why don't you try restarting?
Okay, let me try it again. Again, we have to do all this. we have to perform all the step again. Okay. So again, I'm repeating all the steps very quickly. So we'll create a blank project, and we will add a IO server. We will change the update rate. We will server and select NIOPC server. Then we will add all the tags which we have created in OPC server into our lab view. And we will create a new VI. Okay. Now we want to like we have a two input, that is for start switch and stop switch. So what we will do, we will take a two input, that is our push button, start switch and stop switch. So I'm giving the name as start and stop. Okay. Now whenever we press the switch from here, then our output is going to be on, and that also we will be able to show in our PLC as well. So now how we can update that output? So we have to use that whatever the tag we have created in LabVIEW, that we have to use here. So how we can use that? There is a two option. You can drag and drop all the tags from your project explorer to your block diagram. This is the one way. Another way, you can click on right, then you can go into the structures and you have to select share variable, and then click on this share variable. So you will be able to find the select variable, then go to the my computer, the same path you will be able to find over here, and you can select start like this, right? So there is a two way to get all these tags which we have added in LabVIEW into your block diagram. Whichever is convenient for you, you can use. Now you can see we have to change this access mode because we have to update it, right? We have to update it. So we will change the access mode from read to write, and same for this one, access mode read to write, because we will press the switch, press this switch. So whatever the like high or low logic, that will be written into this tag, and this tag once the that state is written into this tag, that will be also visible, or that will be also monitored from PLC as well. Now we will connect it. And let's put it into while loop. Let's create a control. Giving name as stop VI. Okay. And what else we have? We have a output. So we will take Boolean round LED, and this is our, you can say like system on. So we are able to see it over here. Now once we press this switch, so what is going to happen? Another things will be taken care by our PLC logics. So when we press this switch, then this output is going to be on. So what we like, this output is going to be right, or this output is going to be updated by PLC. So we want to read it from PLC to our LabVIEW. So what we will do in our LabVIEW code, we will copy this tag, and what we will do, we will select it as our system on. Now we want to read this tag, right? So we have to change access mode over here, and we will assign it, and we will give a wait time, so we will be able to see it. So again, I will give a wait time of 100 milliseconds. Now let's save this file. So you have to save the vi as well as you have to save the project. So, and also save this project, and let's run this vi. Now let me set the screen so we will be able to check it how it is working. Right, so when we press the switch, our system on indication is on, as well as it is updated into our PLC. Now suppose I off that switch, and now what I'm doing, I'm updating it from the PLC. First what we did, we update it from our SCADA or from LabVIEW. Now we will update it from the PLC. So 5 number switch, I'm pressing that 5 number switch, or you can see it has been updated in our PLC as well as in our SCADA. So our output is off. Again, also we can update it from here. You can see that is updated, our system is on when I press the 5 number switch from here, or you can say from here. Just give me. Right, so similarly we can update it from our PLC software as well as from our SCADA. Now okay, the controller goes into the stop mode, that's why it was not working. So we are able to find it over here that controller is in running mode in PLC software. Now what else we have? We created a for counter, right? So let's create a logic for counter. So what we have again, we have to add all this in our NIO server. We will add all this in NIO server. So I'm directly creating a logic for this car parking, whatever I explained here. So I'm creating a logic for car parking. So for that, will take all the and create all the tags whichever related to only parking. So for car parking, I have already created like mentioned here. So whenever the car in, so the for the address is M1.3. So I'm creating so how create new tag, then car in or address is M1.3. Then next that is car out M1.1. Another one we have car counter reset, that is M0.6. Then car counter preset, that is MD200. Then car count reset means whenever we want to reset that counter, so that is M1.2. Okay, it is already there. Okay, that is set. Okay, this is car counter set tag to set the counter at the reset value. Now next we have to reset the value of counter, that is M1.2, and display whatever car are to display that value. We have next tag is car counter ACC, means car counter accumulator value, that is MW100. MW100 it means that is a single word, and MD200 that means that is double word. And to display the indication of car parking available or not, right? I have taken a single output here. You can take a different output for red indication and for green indicator. Green indication. Accordingly, we have to create a logic in our PLC. Now Q136 means Siemens PLC using output address as a Q, and then this is the physical address for number where we have connected our that LED lamp in our PLC. So let's click on OK. Now once we create all tags again, what we have to do, we have to add all these tags in our lab view. So what we will do again, we will go into this OPC, we will click on right, we will click right, do the right click and again create bound variables. Now we will go in our OPC tags where we have created. So as you know that that is in you can say OPC, then PLC1, then Siemens1, the channel. Now you can see all the tag, car counter accumulator, car counter preset, car in, car out, all are available, and car parking available. That we will add into our lab view, and we will click on OK. So all the tag has been added in our lab view. So let's make a code for that. So now what we have car in or car out, it means that is input. So I am going into the boolean, I am taking OK button as car in. Another one, that is we have car out. Then the next we have counter reset. I am giving a simple counter reset, and we have that is counter set. Okay, so now let's copy it from that tags from there. And what is the tag? We have car in, so we have to update car in. Now we have to change this access mode. Now we have to change it to right, because we want to write the value whenever we press this switch. So this car in bit will be high, and it will be written into the PLC. So I will connect it. Similarly for other, let's copy, let's connect it, and later we will change the variable. So that is for car out. Then this one is for car reset, and this one is for car set, right? So we have taken all the input. Now what we have, we want to display the accumulator value. So again I will copy this tag. What we want to do, we want to display the value. So what we will do, we will take a numeric indicator. So we got the numeric indicator, and we will change the representation into U16. Now again let's change the tag. What is the car? Now what we have to do, we have to change this representation, access mode. Right now it is in right mode. We want to read it. Our PLC, whenever we press this switch, so counter will be incremented per. So that will be stored, you can see that will be stored over here in this tag. So we want to read that value from the PLC. So we will change the access mode into read, and what we will do, we will assign it. Right now another one, what we have, we want to give an indication. So I'm copying this also, like, and going into the properties, So when that is off means the parking is not available, then it is going to be red, otherwise it is going to be green. And I'm giving parking available. This one is car, I can say number of car in parking. Right, so let's align it little bit proper. Now this car parking we have. Now let's similarly we have created the tag over here, system on. So I'm copying it, and what I'm doing, I'm connecting it with directly, but we have to change the tag. And what the tag we have, that is our car parking available. So we have assigned all the tag. So let me run this logic, or you can see the five car inside the parking, the similar number you can see. Again, car in 6. Then if car is out, so now it's, let's increment with 15. You can see now the parking space is not available, so that's why the output is red. Now again, let me out the one car. So now 14 car inside that parking, and total space we have, that is 15. So one is available, so that's why it is green. Now let me reset it, so it will be reset to 0. So similarly you can create whatever the logic you want in LabVIEW. Like first initially you will create a logic in your PLC, you will create all you will add that all tags into your OPC server, then the same tags we will add in our LabVIEW, and then accordingly we will do the coding in our LabVIEW. Like, and this coding is very simple because we have to read or write the value. Nothing, we don't have to apply any logic of LabVIEW. We just have to read and write the value between PLC and LabVIEW. Similarly, I have created for the, you can say for tank. So what I did, I go into the numeric, I take the tank, then I change the scale value of a tank by going into the properties, and I scale it at 100. Suppose I have a value of 100, I want to get 100%. 100%. So you can see you are getting 100 tank over here. Now for tank we have a tag. The tag is MW130. So the tag we have created PD server again. So first time you have to, then you have to add the tag, then later that will be stored and you don't have to repeat it. So I'm saying like analog, uh, or you can say control var, and the address is MW130. So I added in OPC server. Now I have to add in LabVIEW. So what we do, OPC, then bound variables, then we will go in our OPC client and control wall, and that we will add into our LabVIEW. Then now let me copy this one here, and we want to update the value. So I will select the tag that is our control bar, and we'll create the Corzon dot is there because the representation is, I have to change to U16. Okay, now I will save this code and I will run it. Now let me change the value. You can see the 41 here, also you can see the 41% is filled. So right now I'm doing it manually, but similar you can create a program code in your PLC, and that output will be controlled by PLC automatically, and that output value we will give into that this time. So accordingly your tank is going to be filled like this. So that's how you can say you can create your PLC logic, then you will add all this tag and OPC server, and later on you can design or you can code in a LabVIEW. So right now, till now, this I have explored myself in this SCADA, and I hope this will help you, and based on that, you people also can explore yourself. And also I will explore whatever the new things that also will share in our group. And if anyone have any query, so please unmute your mic and you can ask anything. You can unmute your mic and ask. Atul sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. So I concluded from my side
That
whatever till now I explore.
that was amazing.